Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me again on my channel. Thank you so much to all of my subscribers. I cannot even put into words how thankful I am and grateful I am to God first of all, and to you for your kindness that you've shown me. Today we will be making a chuck roast. I'm an experimenter. I really like trying new recipes. So on my channel, all of the things that I cook will be new recipes. This recipe I've cooked before, so I know that I like it, but most of the time the recipes will be new to both you and I, unless maybe you've seen them already somewhere else. But for me, it'll be my first time most of the time. So this will be a chuck roast using a red wine. I don't really drink, I say really, I don't drink wine. So I'm using a kitchen cooking wine. And you can substitute that with beef broth if you would like to do so. Be aware when you purchase beef broth whether it states it's gluten-free, because not all of them do. So just be aware of that. So we will start with chopping our onion, and for clean hands, and forgive my hands because, as you know, I'm recently retired. I no longer have that in my budget to get my nails done. So I removed the nails that I had on, and we'll see what happens. But you know what happens to your nails underneath those artificial nails, right? So here we are. But my hands are clean. I have my onions here I'm going to chop up, and you can see I have a piece of twine that I'm going to make a little bouquet with my thyme and my rosemary here. And so let's chop our onions. My onions, I prefer to just have them not diced, more like this, just slivers is what I prefer. And I guess, well, you know, I guess that depends on what I'm cooking as well, right? So you know how it goes. So we're going to chop up our onion. And I really like this recipe, how this recipe turns out. The red wine can be very acidic, so I don't use the amount that they tell me to use in the recipe. I only use about half a cup, and then I substitute beef broth for the rest, because the red wine does add to the tenderness of the meat. So I do like it in there, but just not so much. Also, when I add red wine and tomato paste as well, I add a bit of sugar. And you will come to know that I'm going to add sugar to pretty much everything, because I can. And you do you. And that's okay too. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to season my meat. So when recipes call for salt and pepper, I don't do that. I like the Montreal Steak. So I use Montreal Steak, and I use it on things that you would say, Sharon, you're not supposed to use that on there. But I like it, and it's mine, and I'm cooking it for me. So, hey, you do you. And that's okay. That's okay. We're going to turn this over. So I am having issues with strength in my hands, so I need a little bit of support to hold my container. And after I flip my meat, I wash my hands off before I pick my container back up to season the back side of my meat, just so you know that. Okay, we're going to add about a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and now we're going to place our couple minutes, enough to get brown and release from the pan, and then we're going to turn it over. Okay, we're going to try to tie my little bouquet together while the meat browns. And the purpose of this is so that I don't have to fish everything out once it's done. Everything will still be securely together. And try not to break up the bay leaves. So I have that. I'm gonna get my kitchen shears. For the kitchen, for food. Broth to help deglaze my pot. Got our garlic in. This is minced garlic. My garlic wasn't any good, so I had to toss it, but I always keep a bottle of minced garlic in my fridge. I'm gonna go ahead and add my red wine. Now we're coming in with our beef broth, some Worcester sauce, and as you can see, this is reduced sodium, and it is gluten-free. Hi guys, I wanted to insert this clip about this. So who can pronounce this correctly? I want to tell you guys a story about my grandma. So when I was growing up, of course, my grandma cooked with this. And she would say, hey, I put some Worcester sauce in there, or hand me that Worcester sauce. And so I grew up saying Worcester sauce, never thought nothing about it, until I became an adult. And so I was in the grocery store and I was looking for Worcester sauce. Okay, go ahead and laugh. I'm going to wait. And I, for the life of me, cannot find Worcester sauce. My grandma passed on, and I'm still looking for Worcester sauce. Well, one day I passed by and saw the bottle, and I said, hey, that's the bottle. Don't ask why I hadn't connected that before. Just don't ask. But yeah, I said, and so then I was like, well, all this time my grandma been mispronouncing this. You know, she's old. So she wasn't pronouncing it correctly. So come to find out, my grandma was pronouncing it actually by the original correct British title, which is Worcester. So it's Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. And Worcester is the name of an English city, and Shire, it's pronounced Shire, is the county. So is Worcestershire is the city and county in England. And that is how you pronounce this, Worcestershire. And there you go. We're going to add our bouquet there. Okay, you guys, I'm back. So let me tell you what I added off camera. I added some onion powder and garlic powder, because what do we cook without onion powder and garlic powder, right? I also added some crushed red pepper flakes for a little heat. Okay guys, now we're going to make some cream cheese mashed potatoes. And first we're going to start with peeling our potatoes. So we begin with peeling our potatoes. I'm going to move the butter and the cream cheese out of the way. Okay, you guys, I'm going to add a little bit of chicken bouillon here, just for flavor. I want my potatoes to have some flavor as they cook. So just a little bit, I'm stirring, and I'm not seeing the color change that I'm looking for in my water. So I am going to add a little bit more in just a moment here. You'll see that I'll add a little bit more to the water. So just enough for me to see a little color change because I want flavor in the potatoes, not chicken soup. So the potatoes are cooking, and I would check them in just a little bit to see if they're fork tender. But I mentioned earlier that I was having issues with my hands. And I wanted to share with you guys something that a good friend of mine, very good friend of mine, shared with me. And that is these. They come in a set. Should I put them over here? This is my first time showing stuff. But they come in a set, and they help you to open bottles, all size, even very small ones to the largest jars. And it comes with this one that has a bottle opener on it, and the little slot on the end for tabs, opening the tabs on cans to pull them up. So this thing I use, I can't tell you how often I use this, all the time, all the time. So I just want to share that with you guys, just in case any of you are having hand issues like I am, and they just work so great. So I will come back once my potatoes are fork tender, take them out, and then I will show you how I whip them up. Okay, we'll be back, or I'll be back.